live in the corner.
Yes. Okay. So we're live, and you can see like the number of viewers. You see like the little number right there. It's at 0. So
Yeah.
normally it takes people a second to come on and.
Gotcha.
Okay, how many shares is your video at now?
The last I checked, it was over 11,000, but
Okay.
I haven't checked it all day today. I'm gonna look from my phone and see.
Okay, let me see what the title. Like, what should I make the title?
What should be the title?
I don't know.
12,192.
Well, dang, awesome.
Mm.
Okay. I don't like to wait too long because I'm gonna repost this and I don't want there to be a lot of blank space.
Okay.
Let me move back a little bit. Two more seconds. Hold on. Let me go in the group. All right. Oh, we look cute though.
Your makeup is so cute.
Thank you, girl. I did it in like 5 minutes, but yours is cute though. You don't look like you've been working all day. All right, so we're going to get started. Well, let me share it some more. Just because. And share your. Well, let me see. Share yours again. Why is it? And now my internet wants to go slow. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and get started because I got to re-edit this anyway. So hello, everybody. This is Naja from Blended in Black. I have Brittany here today, and I'm so glad you guys are here. I see that some of you are slowly picking up and coming on, but you might recognize this young lady, this beautiful young lady. I don't know if she's on my left or right. I don't know where you're looking at on your screen, but I'm Naja of Blended in Black. And as you know, Blended in Black is a solution-based platform in which we try to mend and blend step families. And you don't necessarily have to consider yourself a step family or even a blended family, because our goal is to speak to like a lot of you guys. I saw Brittany's picture, and it looked like she was at Disneyland, and it said Stepmom and her baby Laila in the middle, and Mom. And I was just like, you know, these are two sisters, two gorgeous sisters that that have this child right here in the middle of it. And I reached out to her, and she's going to give us a few minutes of her time just to tell us her story. So as of right now, Brittany, the video has been shared like 12,000 times. 5,000 comments, and I didn't look on Instagram yet, but I'll go look. Like it's all over the place. I'm sorry, the picture. It's been shared everywhere. So, like, where were you guys when you took this picture?
We were in Disney World at Magic Kingdom.
Okay, whose idea was? So this was like a family trip that included Dad, or was it just an all-girls trip?
Well, no, her father was present. It was a trip in celebration for my daughter. She beat cancer 2 years ago. So we actually were on the trip with Make-A-Wish. Shout out to them.
Wow, Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, they sent us to Disney World. She had a blast. We all had a blast.
I bet you did. So what type of cancer? And this was, so she's been in remission for 2 years.
Yes. So she had a lymphoma in her jaw. And she had a tumor removed, and then she went through 2 cycles of chemotherapy at UIC hospital out here in Chicago. And so yeah, she's great. She's doing well.
She looks like it. So how did the situation start off with you and Dad, and then Dad and Stepmom?
Okay, so me and her father, we went to college together, and we had my daughter. And shortly after the situation between us ended, and he began dating who was now his wife and my daughter's stepmother. In the beginning, I was very young. I'm still young. I'm 26 years old. But yeah, so, and my daughter's 6 years old. So at that time I was about 19. And so I was like the people commenting like, oh no, that can't be me, and all of that. But her stepmom, she's a sweetheart. She was never like confrontational, so I don't really have that type of aspect to it. I know a lot of people's situation is high conflict. Conflict was really just like, I didn't care. The conflict was really just about the situation, not necessarily us as individuals. It was just the situation that life put us in that made it difficult for us. And it got to a point where we both were on the same page when it came to not wanting to have drama, not wanting to have to argue and things like that. It's just unnecessary. When my daughter got diagnosed 2 years ago, that was just a very hard time for all of us. She really stepped up in helping her father and assisting me and all of us coming together for that situation, and to just be able to move past all the pettiness. And from there, it was really just smooth sailing, because life is too short. And I don't want to spend the rest of my life arguing with someone, especially someone who wants to benefit my child, who wants to help my child. Laila loves her. So it's like, I have no beef with her. And the Disney World, the shirt thing, my friend, she's really into Disney. Like, she's going on her Disney trip soon. She Pinterests everything and Googles everything, and she sent me lists, like things to pack for Disney and things. And so she was sending me pictures, and she was like, yeah, people get these t-shirts made, and it says Mommy Mouse and Minnie Mouse and all these cute ideas. And I was like, oh, that's dope. Like, I want us to get shirts made. So that's how the idea of the shirts came about. It was never like, we're just gonna flaunt, she's the stepmom. It was really just something that was already taking place and already done at Disney. So we just kind of like got information with that. And because the celebration was about my daughter, I really wanted to focus on her. So her shirt says Laila on the back, as you saw. And then everyone else's shirt is just their role to her. So that's how that came about. And so I'm her mom. This is her stepmom. This is her sister. This is her auntie. So that's all it was. And the shirts, everyone asked me, like, where's dad? And he don't got no shirt. And people even thought we were like a lesbian couple. It's just been kind of crazy.
God. I see those comments.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. But he actually took the photos, and he didn't have the shirt because I got the shirt specifically for the girls on the trip, which is why it says squad goals. So that was just for us ladies.
Of course.
That's how
people ask these insignificant questions. When I saw it, I just assumed that dad was the one holding the camera, because somebody has to be taking the picture. So how, you mentioned that, okay, it wasn't like a high conflict situation. And a lot of people that are part of Blended in Black are involved in these unimaginable high conflict situations. Some have turned physical. Some people are dragged in and out of court 20 times a year. Some abuse the system, and some tell their children specifically not to love a step parent. So what did you tell? Well, first of all, did you have any experience before? Like, did you grow up in a blended family?
Well, no, I didn't have any experience. Are together and still married. So I didn't have any prior experience other than just friends. I would kind of ask my friends whose parents are separated or were never together, just like, did you resent your parents for them splitting? And these are the type of questions I had because my parents are married. So I was kind of beating up on myself in the beginning. I don't want her to feel, upset that me and her father are not together. And I was really down about not having that family structure for her. And so it was kind of difficult, but as far as like the high conflict, I just would say like everyone really needs to just think about the children that are being touched by these situations, because they're most important. Aside from our personal feelings, these kids are being affected, and you know, they have to grow up and start families, and we just want to set a better example. And through her stepmother, it really showed me that despite me and her dad not being together, that she can see not just, you know, whoever I choose to be with and how he treats me and how we can be a family, but also on her dad's end. You know, my dad didn't work out with my mom, but he treats my stepmother like gold. You know what I'm saying? And so that she has a high standard for how a man should treat a woman, even if it is not me. And
Brittany, there are some women that are double your age that would never be able to say what you just said. Like you're just 26 years old, and you can really acknowledge, like, hey, I mean, she might not see me and dad in a romantic, loving relationship, but she'll see each one of us. That's so valuable, because you got to see that with your own parents, and something in you clicked. Like, who was it? Like, you know, was it your mom? Was it your dad? Was it family support? Because you were only 19 years old or 20 years old when you and her father ended the relationship. So, I mean, 19 is not the most mature age. You know, you could have really gone off the deep end, gone left, and been, as they say, a crazy baby mama. But I guess I'm trying to dig deeper and see, was there something that sparked in you initially? Because I know you said, you know, there's like the normal pettiness in the beginning, but that's our own personal feelings. But what was the day that it stopped? Like, do you remember having an epiphany and like, wow, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to just be cool.
I can't recall a specific day, but I just remember feeling like I want to be happy. And I felt like a lot of the stress that I put on that situation with my daughter's stepmom was because I either was jealous or felt that I didn't have that. So I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna like you or whatever the case may be because of my own personal. I feel like a lot of people have battles within themselves that then transpire into them treating other people negatively. And so I decided that I want to be happy and that I can't block my own blessings or get to what God has for me. I'm being petty and, you know, just nasty to someone else, especially someone who, like I said, always showed that she wanted to be there for my daughter, always, you know, was a positive person. So how can I sit there and say, like, I want God to do this and that and move me and me have my own guy for my daughter to have a stepfather if I'm being nasty and not letting go of that hurt that I was going through. So I just got fed up with that and just wanted to heal myself. And I feel like once that I did that and I moved on from that situation, that's what caused me to be able to be positive and say, hey, now I can welcome you and I can be nice to you and I can, you know, have these positive moments with you because I'm not harboring any hurt or pain that the situation may have caused me.
Wow. So was there ever like a sit down between you and stepmom and dad? Was there like a big kumbaya moment, an apology, or was it just, okay, today it stops and we're going to start anew? How did that go?
Well, from the very beginning when he got with my daughter's stepmother, I was like, I need to meet her. You know, a lot of people, they're like, I don't want to meet her. I don't want to see her. I don't want nothing to do with that. But at that time, they were living together. And
how old was his daughter?
My daughter's going to be there. She's going to be around this person. So I just want to get to know her. No, I'm not going to know her life story in a 20-minute lunch or whatever. But I wanted to meet her. So initially, we always, you know, had contact. And when I was in my stages of being petty, it never was really directly to her. It would be things that I would say or do to my child's father that would affect her. So really, the relationship, once I just got fed up with the negativity and stuff, it started to get better. But like I said, really my daughter, I feel like is to hold responsible, because when she got diagnosed at the time, I actually was not even speaking to my child's father. We're not talking during that time, and then she ended up getting diagnosed with cancer, and everything just changed. And it was just like, oh my God.
Wait, let me interrupt you. So how old was she when you got with? How old was your daughter? Was Laila when her dad got with his then girlfriend, now wife?
They were together before she was born, actually.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. You are a very strong, like, you know, I keep, you know, women that are just double, triple your age that just don't get it. So this is going to be such a great lesson to a lot of women. Okay, so she got diagnosed when she was 4 years old?
Yes.
So when she was 4, so stepmom had been in her life since she was a baby, and then she was 4 years old, and boom, this happened. So, and you weren't talking to dad, no contact, for whatever reason. So do you remember the day that you had to call him and stepmom and be like, hey, so I got some news? Did it just break down like that?
So she had a tumor removed. She had a biopsy done, and the doctor told me to come back a week later to check her stitches, how they were healing. At that time, that is when she notified me that they had made a mistake, because they initially told me that the tumor was benign. So they then had to say, you know, we made a mistake. I'm so sorry. Your daughter didn't fit the profile, but she does. The test came back, it is cancerous. So I had to call her father, and initially he didn't answer. He's still in school. So he didn't answer. And then I talked to him later about it, but immediately, like, because they live out of town, they both came. They both were there. In the hospital when she started her chemo cycle, they were there. So from there on, it was just like, it's not even about my personal feelings, your personal feelings. It's just the well-being of this beautiful child we all love.
Yeah. Oh my God. So once everybody got to the hospital, dad was there. Stepmom came with him as well?
Yes.
Okay. So that day, were there feelings? Phone call. It's like, hey, look, let's let all this crap go.
Even at the hospital, there were times where things were kind of awkward. We were always cordial, as I said before, but it would be things like Laila would go into her floor, had a playroom where the patients can go and basically just get out of the bed, be able to relax. Because these are all, you know, children who have cancer or other illnesses.
Were you at St. Jude by any chance?
No.
Or you were in Chicago?
I was in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. So she would go into the playroom, and then her dad would go. And I recall her stepmom asking me, like, do you mind if I go if I go too? And I was just like, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But she's always, with blended families, it is boundaries sometimes. And a lot of times it's hard on the step parents because they don't want to overstep boundaries.
Right.
And so I felt like she was very cautious of, like, is this okay with you? She respected me as her mom. And so due to her, and I guess myself kind of sort of, but I really feel like I was just blessed to be in a situation with a really sweet woman.
Yeah.
And so she never, disrespected me or anything like that. So things like that would take place, but from there, we really did. We had a conversation and just putting everything in the past, and then we rehashed that conversation in Disney, actually. Back talking, and we were talking about the past and how things took place, and like now we're able to laugh at them, and so it's just great. I'm not saying, my story is like everybody's gonna be like this. Obviously, every situation is different, but I really do encourage people to try, if they can, to put the pettiness behind, because a lot of the times it's just personal feelings. A lot of the times people are waiting on apologies that they may never get. Fortunately, my child's father apologized for some of the things that he done, but I accepted apology that he never given me before he gave it.
Right.
Because you weren't
waiting.
You have to do it for you. If you're steady waiting on somebody else to right their wrongs, you're just going to be miserable because they may never do that. And so eventually he did. But at that time, it was like, you know what? I forgive you anyway. Life's too short. Let's move on. I'm not going to harbor on that because I'm not going to be able to be happy.
Right.
And so
when she was going through the chemo, I know you said they were out of town. So was it mostly you and your family, and Dad would come whenever he could, or how did that happen? Like, how did y'all split the care?
Well, I was here, and I never wanted to leave the hospital. My daughter, her cycles, she would be in the hospital for a week straight, then be at home for 2 weeks, and then be back in the hospital for a week straight. That's pretty much how it worked. So at the hospital, I never really wanted to leave her, but her dad, he was in school. He would come anytime, any chance he got. You know, at one point in time, she had got really sick. She ended up having an infection. And so she, you know, he would FaceTime to see her, and she was really sick, and he was like, I'm going to come. And I was like, no, you know, you got class, you know, just stay where you at. I got this. And he was like, no, I'm coming anyway. So he would, you know, come back and forth. And so with his wife. So yeah, we were all together. His mom and his family here were there at the hospital as well. So.
Okay. So it was just like a situation when everybody banded together, and you know, I think it just sounds like, you know, with your attitude, it seems like blending would have happened had this tragedy not taken place. But I know the tragedy kind of put things in a real quick perspective. Like, okay, let's get it together. And so Laila has a sister, and it's Dad and Stepmom have a baby as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she does have a sister. Okay. Wow. So I guess if there's, you know, you've said so much, and I'm going to let you go because I knew this was only, you know, we're going to do these short little chats. But if there is one piece of advice that you could give to a woman, a mother out there that is harboring this stuff, what would you say? And I know that's such a loaded question. I know you've already given so much of advice, but what's the first thing you can do today to begin this beautiful future that's waiting for you on the other side of being broken and blended?
Okay. I would say to really, and it's probably cliche, some people do vision boards, but not just a vision board, but if you have a journal or just want to type something in your phone, I think that people need to identify where they want to be. And I mean, where they want to be, you know, we talk about career-wise and financially and things like that, but just with your happiness, what do you want for yourself? Because, again, it takes a lot of energy to be upset. It takes a lot.
Oh my God, it takes so much.
You know, it's not easy being bitter. I like to smile. I like to have fun. I like to be happy. So you have to identify where you want to be. And then now, once you figure that out for yourself, what are those steps to take to being happy? Because being bitter, holding on to those things are not going to get you there. And again, I feel like people point the finger at this person and that person, but really focus on yourself. Because I love my daughter to death and I want the best for her. But when I was going through, you know, being down and, you know, being bitter and those things like that, you got to take yourself into perspective what you want for you, not just for your child, because, yeah, I did it for her, but I did it for me. If you truly want to be happy, you can't do that being negative and nasty to other people. And a lot of times, like I said, people just hold on to things on the inside, you know, that they have to just let go. Now it's different if someone is being nasty and negative to you, but try to understand, you know, maybe try to have a conversation, try to, you know, be the bigger person. A lot of people reposted it, a lot of ladies, and were like, you know, that couldn't be me and I ain't doing all of that. But it's like, what all did I do? I got to show. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a lot, but people make it like it's so difficult to be nice, and it's not.
It's not.
To say hello. You never know what people are going through. And again, a lot of times people are holding on to stuff and they mad at you because they mad at themselves, or they're taking something out on you because they had a bad day, because, you know, they didn't eat lunch, because whatever they're going on in their life, and you're like, man, I didn't even do nothing to her. Why she acting like that? You probably didn't do anything to her. She's just harboring something. She's having a bad day. You know, people don't take
or a bad season. You know, we got some people with bad days, bad seasons, and bad years. So what advice could you give to a stepmother that is on the receiving end of the anger and the bitterness and a person that's still not healed?
Aside from praying for that person, I would say, you know, sometimes you just have to give certain situations time. But just because someone is treating you a certain way, and I'm not saying what I'm about to say to lay down, be a doormat or anything like that. But just because someone else is feeling or treating you a certain way doesn't mean that you have to respond that way. You are only responsible for your actions. I can't control what you do to me. I can control what I do back. And so just try to remain positive, because eventually that mom is going to be drained. You know, sometimes I hear stories about, you know, women not allowing their baby daddies or quote unquote to be involved with the children because they're upset. And eventually that stops because no one wants to be a single mother. It happens, you know what I'm saying? But don't block your blessing. If that woman was brought into his life to help you, you know, my daughter, I look at her, and as she grows older, there may be things that she may not want to necessarily talk to me about, but she can talk to her stepmom. And I know that she'll be able to guide her and be there for her in my absence. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, Brittany, are you real? Like, I know we all wish we could have you as a bio mom. Like, oh my God. Can I have you? Oh my God. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, so what about the dad that's caught in the middle of these, you know, two quarreling women? These two women that want both sides. So, you know, what can you say, like, to the men that are stuck in the middle? Because baby, he has this baby that wants his attention. He has this this child's mother that might be kind of, you know, angry or whatever, and he has this new woman who's walking to the situation, and she's over here like on the receiving end. So what is dad supposed to do?
Okay, so I can only speak for my child's father and the things that he did, and he was very cognizant on me respecting his girlfriend and then wife. You know, okay. He never let us go at it. If anything, he would take on the burden of, you know, the arguing with me, you know what I'm saying, so that she wouldn't necessarily have to deal with that when I was petty and things like that. So yeah. I would say to just make sure you stand your ground. Now, if you're dating a different woman every other month, then it is going to be hard for the mother of your child to take that relationship seriously. Yeah. But if you tell her, you know, this is the person that I want to be with, this is the person who I trust to help me care for our child, just getting that across and sticking to it. Not dibbling and dabbling, not because I feel like a lot of these situations are because feelings are still involved. People are still, you know, involved with each other. So it's hard. Right. But if you keep everything separate and she's going to respect you as the mother of my child, you respect her as the woman in my life, then it should, you know, it should be okay with time.
Dad needs to put his foot down and make sure that he's the middleman so that these women are not quarreling, not fighting.
A lot of times men step out of the situation and now you have women going back and forth about this situation. And I just feel like, you know, more men need to step up and eliminate. I had a lot of guys repost the picture as well and was like, you know, I wish this could be my life. But it can. And be more present in that situation and prevent these women from going at it and not just allowing, you know, people to talk to people crazy, then I think that the situation will be better for them.
Okay. So this is awesome. So one thing that I read that I always read about children, and even I know about my own stepkids, is like they always want to see their parents together. So how do you explain to Laila, like if it ever comes up or if and when it comes up, you know, she's like, well, you know, I know I love my stepmom, but I want to see you and dad together. How do you as mom explain to her that that's just not going to happen in a way that she can understand as a 6-year-old?
Yeah. He has not yet asked me that, and I've thought about it several times. I'm still kind of nervous about that.
But I just
do my best to explain to her that, you know, she was made with love, and that me and her father both love her. And I feel like God puts people in your life for a reason. For, you know, sometimes a season, sometimes a short period of time, maybe for a lesson. You know, a lesson or a blessing is how I look at it. And so I feel like, you know, it wasn't by chance that the situation happened the way that it is, and it's just the way it's supposed to be, I feel. Right. And I want her to know that she doesn't have to be discouraged, because instead of having 2 loving parents, she'll have 4, is how I look at it.
Right. She's a lucky girl. She's quite a blessed girl. Well, I'm going to wrap this up, but I thank you so much, Brittany, for coming on and talking to us at Blended in Black and dropping these gems and dropping all these jewels for us. You are located in Chicago, right?
Yes.
So shout out to Chi-Town. I got a lot of family there. So thank you so much, Brittany. And you guys can connect with her. You can connect with her on her Instagram. It's what is it? Brittany Mac.
Brittany Mac _ BRITTANYMAC _ on Instagram. On Facebook, everyone has that.
And I just gotta say, you guys, I know I never like publicize people's other businesses, but you guys, if you are in Chicago, you need to go look at Brittany's pictures on her Instagram, because she does hair and makeup, and I know you can tell by looking at her because she's very beautiful, but she's the bomb. So if you're in Chicago, please check her out. Like, her work is the bomb. Just don't take my word for it. Go look at her Instagram and you'll see for yourself. I'll put a link. I have to put a link so I can show you guys, because you guys know I'm like a hair and makeup fanatic. So I got to show you this lady's work. But Brittany, thank you so much for coming in and spending your time talking to us. And I hope that you'll come back again. And, you know, Blending the Black is always open to us. You are in the group. You're a member now. So I hope you'll come back again and drop some jewels for us and all that good stuff. So thank you so much. All right, Blending the Black. We'll see you guys next time. This is Naja signing out. Okay, hold on, Brittany. Let me